Hello, hello, what's up? Auto, what's up? Let's go. Who are you?
Who are you? I don't know, but I'm writing to you anyway. Where are you? How far in the future? Where'd you find my journal? I may never know, but you can know me from what I put down on these pages. I come from a little village in the mountains. No one has left here since before I was born. But our lives changed overnight, just a few days ago when my best friend had a prophetic dream. A vision that the elder said means this season is going to end soon.
What's
The world is
up?
about to enter a new era. A great change is coming.
Sunday ka Funday.
Everyone was afraid. I was surrounded by questions and I began to feel how little I know. What is this season that is about to end? And why is it ending? What exactly is out there that could turn the world inside out?
पता नहीं.
If there are still voices singing and laughing in the wilderness, I could record them before they're gone. I also thought of my dad, who always wanted to see the outside world but never did. So, I asked if I could leave. The elder had one condition for letting me go: that I take what I collect to the museum vault, a palace of art and memory at the edge of the earth. She says it's the only place safe from the turmoil of a changing season. I hope that's where you're reading this now. I can't stop the change that is coming, but this time on Earth could live on in these pages. What it looks like, sounds like, how it feels to be alive right now. I'm writing to you at the crack of dawn on the morning I leave home. I can smell breakfast cooking in the other room, and I can hear my mom's voice.
Okay. Ding.
Three, two,
Wow.
one. Hooray! Mr. Lotto's here.
लॉल. ये sarcastic टॉय लग रहा था. वही तो. ये बुक पढ़ना नहीं है. चलो कल्टी मारो. Hope you like. Open your.
My bag and Dad's camera, ready for the great departure.
Let's go.
My bag and Dad's camera,
नहीं जाना
ready for the great departure.
तो हाँ कंट्रोलर पे खेल रहा है नॉइस ये
The last moment in this little house. There used to be 3 of us here. My mom and Dad and me. Soon it will be just her. Her and all these memories. But in this moment, everything is the same as ever. Until I shift my weight,
घर घर छोड़ के जा रहे
the floorboards creak.
क्या पता
Mom hears it and turns to me.
पता चलेगा अभी आगे क्या होता है
You're up. What are you doing standing there? Time to get going. It's gonna be a beautiful morning. I'm making progress. I found the burner, camera, recorder, travel bag. Breakfast is in progress. Still gotta make a pendant.
गेम थोड़ा स्लो है पर अलग ट्राई करने में क्या जाता है
We haven't used this in so long. Good thing I saved the instructions. Just as you would use a shield to protect your body, an identity pendant protects your mind. Your thoughts, memories, everything that makes you, you. We don't wear them here in the village anymore. But if you're going into the outside world, I'll feel better when you've got a pendant shielding you.
Trying different game is always good. Yeah.
I will worry until you're gone. And then I'll have total confidence in you. In times of war, a pendant can be used to identify a body. Let's skip that part.
हर बार फास्ट गेम खेलने से अच्छा कभी स्लो गेम भी ट्राई करना चाहिए थोड़ा आराम भी
Objects have 2 layers,
अलग
the physical and
देखने
the
मिलता
mental.
है
The pendant needs to absorb both. 1. Collect a sentimental object for each sense: sound, smell, feel, sight, taste. 2. Feel the sense and speak aloud a memory of the object. 3. Feed the object into the burner. The memory will leave the speaker as it is transferred to the pendant.
Oh.
That means I'll forget the memory after I say it. It's supposed to be painless. At least. Okay, so. This old tape should work for our sense of sound. I remember. You and I fell asleep listening to this tape. Your dad came home. We all rested together until it got dark.
Ooh.
What an odd feeling. Like an absence, disappearing. The empty space fills itself back in until I forget that I forgot anything at all. I'm glad I'm only losing a few memories. If I lost too many, I wouldn't even know who you are. You should pick the rest of the objects. I'll lose the memories, but you'll have them independent forever. So they should be important to you. They should be parts of your identity you want to be sure to protect. So think about what these items and what the memories would preserve about you.
Oh.
Let's do smell next. Find an object with a strong odor and that holds a piece of you.
Ginger drinks. Ginger drink.
Childhood. Too sweet, too old. I always wanted to experience new things.
आप भी ठीक करने चले गए क्या?
What did you choose for smell?
Ginger bottle.
Let's breathe in deep.
गहरी सांस लो. बस सांस को मत ले. गंदा जो.
This ginger drink has been in our family for generations. And you, as soon as you were old enough to talk, you said, let's drink it. It's hundreds of years old.
Eh?
Like you already wanted to experience something different.
जिंजर से चाय याद आती है. यस यस अभी टाइम होने वाला है
Well,
चाय का.
we all had one horrible sip. But boy, we laughed. What would we do without you? What will we do without you?
चलो अंदर. और थोड़ा बाकी और क्या?
Now touch.
Touch.
Pick something with a texture you like.
Texture. Texture. Candies. Dried flowers. Candies.
Waxy, papery, chewable. How I've tried to save things.
मेरे को भी खाने का मन है.
So what did you end up choosing? Okay, feel the candy.
Feel मतलब
I remember.
क्या feel?
These were a present from your friend Pate. It was such a special gift that you wouldn't eat a single one. But after a while, the candy became as hard as rocks. The candy was meant to give one moment of sugary joy. And you realized, we talked about this, that by trying to save them, they lost their purpose. It might have been better to just enjoy them in the moment.
हाँ, जब मिलता है तब खा लेना चाहिए. सही बोला. और कुछ डालना है? मम्मी जी को क्या हुआ?
I'm fine. Let's do sight next. Pick something that looks nice.
Looks nice. जैसे कि ये क्या है?
An unlit tower. I was loved by people I have no memory of.
हाँ ये चलेगा.
So, what did you end up choosing? This kind of candle keeps someone alive for the time it takes to burn.
Ooh.
Just a few hours when death is nearby. It can be enough for last rites, last words. This was Grandma's candle. She didn't want to use it. You spent a lot of time with her when you were a baby. I realized she wouldn't live long enough for you to remember her, or for her to see you grow up and discover what kind of person you'd be. So in a way, you don't know her, and she didn't know you.
Same.
And yet, she loved you. I don't know where love goes, but it belongs to you anyway.
हाँ वही तो जाता आता किधर से वो समझता है पर जाता.
For taste, we can eat breakfast and feed some to the burner.
क्या किधर गए? अरे वो लव के बारे में बात कर रही थी ना. लव आता है और जाता
The
किधर है?
memory I'll lose is the one we're forming right now. I want you to have it forever.
हम्म. हेलो 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 आवाज आ रही.
Now you're protected by lost memories.
माइक टेस्टिंग. हेलो.
A gem of home around your neck. This is my only condition for letting you go. You must promise me never to take the pendant off.
Okay.
And never tamper with it. Okay? Then I'm okay with you leaving. I think your camera and bag are still in your room. It's time to gather them up.
Gather them up. समझ गया हट्टी. भागो. उठा लो. नहीं नहीं रुकना नहीं है. निकल. बाय मम्मी जी. क्या देख रहे थे?
I've lost so much. How could the world ask me to lose you too?
स्माइल प्लीज. ग्राफिक्स अच्छे बनाए हैं. यस. मेन रीजन तो वही है खेलने के लिए.
Look at us.
ये वाला कैमरा चाहिए.
There we are. There we were. We'll always be right here on this beautiful morning.
Beautiful mom. Sana. घर से निकल गए, अब किधर को? ओपन जर्नल।
I just performed a ritual with my mom. The moment has passed, but I'll record it in these pages for you, for the future.
ओके, करना क्या? इधर ही अटक गया क्या? ओह, फोटो चिपकाना था। प्लेस इन कीप ऑन लो। अच्छा, और क्या चिपकाना है? कैंडीज। बाटली। भर गया।
I never knew when my mom would share a memory of Dad while
गुड
cooking,
बाय
on a
मेमोरी था
walk,
ना?
with no warning. It knocked the wind out of me.
Ooh.
Rituals take this grief and give it a shape and a story. Filling in this journal is a ritual too, but for a loss that hasn't hit us yet. I've brought tools to record the sights and sounds of this season. I'll start by recording the only place I've ever known.
ऑडियो रिकॉर्ड। टुडुम, टुडुम।
Public sleep music is a tradition of ours here. When the music ends, the village will begin to wake up.
ओह, नया आरटी और एलटी में कंफ्यूज हो गया ना। हाँ, राइट वाला होता है। ये अच्छा है, जब तक म्यूजिक चल रहा है तब तक सोने का, म्यूजिक खत्म उठने का। वो कंट्रोलर बहुत टाइम बाद यूज करने का तो ऐसे ही होता है। तो पानी भी रिकॉर्ड होता है, नहीं रिकॉर्ड होगा क्या? मुंह धो लगा है, नहीं धो लगा इसको।
Last night there was a goodbye party here in the plaza. Everyone was so afraid for me. To understand that fear, to understand where I grew up, you have to know the man standing watch over the plaza, Dr. Fumio.
Oh, fast magnet car book cafe, music and poetry tonight.
This is the cafe where my dad used to read his poems. He wrote one for me. Maybe he wrote it for you too.
Goodbye cargo.
Pate's little
Caro
daydream of
caro है.
leaving this place, of seeing something weird.
Weird.
Dr. Fumio said the dream sickness was caused by something very powerful. He wasn't able to cure it. Dr. Fumio and his son founded Cairo back in 776. They live on through our traditions. There are 3 murals celebrating Dr. Fumio's work.
Kudo. Jump.
Cairo Village is nice if you're a child or an old person. But for those of us in between, I need to leave. A wish fell off the tree. I'm not supposed to read them, but it might be good for you to have an example of one.
Ah. I hope she comes back and tell us this will be.
I can go against tradition a little for posterity.
Yes, yes. खाना खत्म.
This is a healing instrument created by Dr. Fumio. It draws on the pure mountain air.
Dr. Fumio. और क्या था? मच्छी.
Smells like an old man's toes dipped in cinnamon. I had to drink this gross potion last night. Like my pendant, it's supposed to protect my brain. Pate loves fish, even though nobody here has ever seen one.
Photo time.
the elder sought out Dr. Fumio to cure her mother, who was suffering from time misperception. Remembering everything must be painful. Dr. Fumio brought peace to so many people here.
Photo static.
This is Dr. Fumio and his son. The statue isn't as old as it looks. The artist wore it down to give it a feeling of ancientness and the authority that comes with it.
Hmm. Photo. Eh, बाकी है. हो गया. तो founded 7. Oh,
Caro
710.
Village was founded during the modernity. Much later, Dr. Fumio arrived and remade it in his image.
Hmm.
This flower means
Hmm.
a drip, just as slow, reliable, and oddly satisfying as life itself in this little village.
तो बाहर निकलेंगे.
Is it recording?
Yes.
Okay. How to leave home for my daughter. Find a sacred square of earth. Lay down so you have the dirt at your back. Close your eyes. Close everything. Do you see for yourself? You see for the dead, for the unborn. Do you listen for yourself? You listen for the dead, for the unborn. Your ancestors are in that dirt. All the living and all the dead are holding you up. Now, stand.
There.
They're still there, aren't they? It's time to move, to entangle yourself everywhere with everyone. So the next time you lay down in the dirt, you will have so much more to tell them.
Okay.
Pate fixed up 3 bikes instead of 1.
Really? Yeah, thank God. Aba, nasıl jump? क्या व्यू है? हाँ, ऐसे जगह मिलनी चाहिए घूमने की। Boom, boom, boom. Nice control. Postcard. करो।
I can see in these letters that the outside world has extremes, of beauty and tragedy, beyond anything I've known.
Be surprised if this letter reaches you. The war has become like a range in paradise. Those notice how the soldiers look to the meaning of their clothes was a novel situation with a mix of the thing that I wish I had loved him more completely than the world around.
They were right. The letter never made it. The season before this one, the war, seems so horrible.
Please get this letter. Dr. Kumbu.
Before setting up in Karo village, Dr. Funyo roamed the land curing people. It must have been hard when he wasn't around anymore, especially for people who couldn't travel to the village. That poor baby. Traders used to come to the outskirts of the village. The war put an end to this.
Sketch. No, hindi yan nila. Bicycle. Ah, wait. 3 से कुछ करना याद ही नहीं मस्त एकदम व्यू भी मस्त एंजॉय करते करते साइकिल हिल नहीं स्लोप है तो ज़्यादा कुछ करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। चल तो यार। ऐसे मस्त शांत जगह पे साइकिल की राइड व्यूज एंजॉय करते हुए। क्या सूदिंग गेम बनाया, हाँ वही एकदम काम से। ये देख, वहाँ पे देखता है, जा सकते हैं उधर से। ओह अच्छा लग रहा है। राउंड राउंड ट्रिंग ट्रिंग, मेरे को साइकिल से उतरो।
My first time petting an animal. I think it went pretty well.
सॉफ्ट एंड स्क्विशी, फिर से
That time it felt off. I guess I had beginner's luck before.
probably like it।
Okay, now I got it back. I'm in control. I can easily pet certain four-legged animals.
मैंने तीसरी बार क्यों पैट कर रहा हूँ इसको उड़ा दो इसको, ये दो। आ गया। अब दो और कोई और एक पीछे कुछ बस नहीं, कुछ नहीं। ट्रिंग 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 ट्रिंग। वड़ा पाव 10 रुपए का वड़ा पाव, 10 रुपए का वड़ा पाव। पिन पिन। गरम गरम वड़ा पाव, जल्दी बोलो।
I cycled through landscapes, seeing them for the first and last time.
यार व्यू
I had no idea when I left my home how the season would end, or more importantly, how soon.
मस्त मूवी था, टिन
On a
एंड
cold,
एडवेंचर। हाँ
damp day,
वो कार्टून लगता था।
I feel true loneliness for the first time. Nobody could have described with words how big this world is, how it goes and goes. I passed through it, where others passed before me.
न्यू एंट्री, अब किधर जाने का? रोड वेयर इज द, ये तो क्लोज है, बोल सकते हैं। ठीक है, नो टचिंग जर्नल। रिकॉर्डिंग जूम होता है, ये जूम करना फिर से फिर से चल। तुम तुम वेर इसका रास्ता इसका मस्त बारिश हो रही। टिंग टिंग। ब्रेक लगाओ। मेरा रिकॉर्ड नहीं करना है, फोटो खींच।
Someone was out here alone.
एंट्री। पुराना टेलीफोन। ये बारिश का मौसम वही तो, गर्मी तो हो रही है वैसे है, ऊपर ये बारिश से थोड़ा सुकून आवाज सुनते वगैरह। वाह, गाना बोल रहा है कि बारिश का मौसम, ये पानी के मुद्दे। सही है सही है, जिसके लिए ये गाना बोल रहा है उसको पहुंचना चाहिए। Says a melody and a harmony is enough to survive, but three voices, a song। सही बोला। अकेला होगा तो कुछ नहीं होगा, दो लोग हो गए तो सर्वाइव करने के लिए अच्छा बढ़ेगा। तीन लोगों के तो क्या, मेरे को नहीं मालूम। उठा लो, काम में आएगा। वही
They kept themselves company with music.
क्या और है क्या, सेम है।
Two voices is like me and my mom. We can survive.
ओ, तीन चीजें हैं
Eventually,
यहाँ
you need more.
पे। इसका भी बता।
Three voices as complex as life is supposed to be.
नींद दिला देगा किसी का, इसके लिए बस बजा के निकल जाने का इधर से। तो फोटो निकाल।
They used the walls like I use my journal.
और साइकिल ले लो और निकलो। इसका नाम क्या है वैसे, भूल गया मैं इसका नाम। जाना मेरे गाना कुछ डेड लाइफ वड़ा पाव बेचने नहीं तो ये वड़ा पाव 10 रुपए का वड़ा पाव मस्त गर्मा गर्म वड़ा पाव ब्रेक लगा रे बाबा क्या है I met a driver from a place that
Looks
what
like
must
they made it out of here. But what is this group?
प्लास्टिक पे पानी गिरता है इसका काम फटाफट बोलो गर्मा गर्म समोसा वड़ा इसको नो शॉर्टकट और कोई रास्ता जब देखता है साइकिल से कल लॉल
In the empty places, I found companionship in the tapes I
स्विगी का
recorded
मेरे को
before leaving
आया
home.
समोसा
The
नोटिफिकेशन
elder told me the story of her
Yeah.
life. I listened back to it, ready to note down anything that seemed important.
Let's set the scene for the listener. Whoever that might be. This is the elder speaking. We're sitting in the plaza, saying goodbye to a dear soul. We're here to see if there's anything useful in my mind that could help you on your trip. A century's worth of memories, dreams, fantasies, visions. Like a big, old, haunted library. When I die, this library will burn down. But which book should we check out first? I don't have all the answers, but I do feel the story of my life could help you understand what kind of world is out there. It's okay not to understand everything right away. The moment may pass before you've gotten a firm hold on it, but as long as you're there to witness it, to take it down in your journal, you and others to come will someday take the time to make sense of it all.
नो
First, I got old. That's an important step. Being an elder is all about how you react to strange events. The key is not to be surprised, but kind of frown, look serious, and say something like, "It begins." Never say, "I don't know." Say, "We dive into a pool of uncertainty."
डीप
I was born on the ocean. My mother and father worked on a cruise ship. The short-lived but glorious, watery republics, floating cities. Most won their independence by the time I was born. How can I describe them? They were a jewel of the golden season. Pleasure boats with a radical political program. How nice. The golden age was a time of flags, logos, mottos, mastheads. My mom taught me to read them. She was the ship's philosopher. My dad was a recycling engineer. Recycling on the ship was a matter of life and death. We had to get the most out of every object and watt of energy. My grandparents played with the past. They changed it like we change our wardrobe. So it was a different answer every time. But they often said we were exiles of some kind. Exiled royalty from a secret lineage. Blood that glows in the dark. Or we were exiled from the mouth of some great leviathan. When they were older, they just said, we're from here. We're from right now. I loved the way the ship would tilt and roll with the waves, especially as I fell asleep. It was so comforting. Picture me as a kid in bed, feeling the swaying of the ship. It was like being rocked to sleep as a baby. I loved exploring the ship too, wandering through the suites, the swimming pool, the game rooms, and oh, there were 2 dance halls, a large, elegant one and another one in the basement. A lot of my firsts were down there. My first dance, my first kiss, and so forth.
Nice.
Our ship was taken over in the early days of the war. That was the end of the watery republics. I heard the dance hall in the basement became a weapons cache. Took me half my life to say goodbye to the world. I imagined me and my parents and everyone I knew being escorted off the ship by a company of soldiers. And I'm thinking, I hope they don't make a mess of my room. I was embarrassed by the younger kids who were crying their eyes out, but they knew, I guess. Yes, the start of the war was a turning of seasons. And we had been warned the season was going to end. Oh, but we didn't understand the warning. You see, one night, along a coastline, we saw beautiful lights shimmering above the water. Later, we found out this was an ancient warning system. It hadn't been used in so long. We didn't know what it meant. We just thought, well, ain't that pretty? We tried to stick together and camped out on the coast of the prismatic grounds. I thought it was all temporary. I couldn't see how things would return to normal, but I was sure they would. Aside from that delusion, I was okay. Are you sure you want me to keep going? The story gets darker from here on. Okay, so conditions in the camp were getting worse. My mom got lost in thought for long periods of time. She'd be completely still for hours. We realized she caught, well, now we call it time misperception disorder. It's when you lose your ability to tell how much time is passing. A minute can feel like an hour. A day can pass in 10 seconds. We don't know exactly. Our consciousness is delicate. There are minerals and sounds that can adjust it. Dr. Fumio's greatest fear was that someone would use this as a weapon. We heard about a traveling doctor who could cure these kinds of diseases. I decided to go find him. I found out his name was Dr. Fumio, and he traveled with his son Lucio. People talked about him like he was a god. I described my mom's condition to Dr. Fumio. He said there was no cure yet, but there was a village high in the mountains. He thought it was high enough he'd have a better chance at treatment. Lower places are more dangerous. Valleys are the worst. He invited me to join them in going to the village, but I wanted to go back and get my parents and bring them with me. Yes, our Caro village. People thought it had been destroyed, or was a myth, but Lucio had a vision which showed us how to get here. I packed my things and got ready to leave the next morning. That night, my mom came to me in a dream. She was standing in a field of flowers. I'd grown since I last saw her. We were the same height. She pressed a finger hard into my palm. She taught me well. I knew the meaning of the gesture. I knew no matter what I did, I'd never see my parents again. In the morning, I told Dr. Fumio I would follow him to Caro village. The next few weeks were very physically tiring, hiking, climbing. And when we found the village, building, planting, cleaning, Fumio brought sick people from all over the world, and they got better. The treatments worked. Everyone was healing, so why couldn't I? One day, we got word the war was over. We never found out how it ended. It was like peace just swept over the earth in a split second. There was a party in the plaza to celebrate the end of the war, but I couldn't bring myself to go. Yes, it was over, but it had taken my home. That night, as I was falling asleep, I felt the bed tilt and sway gently, as if it was being tossed on the waves of the ocean, as if I was back in my bedroom on the ship, as if I was back in my mother's arms, being rocked gently to sleep. I knew I was finally home, and nothing could hurt me.
Ayan.
I imagined coming upon a place as hidden and singular as my own village. Eventually, I found myself circling a valley, looking for a way in. This valley is asking people for a visit. I should oblige it.
Basta.
We never used this kind of technology in my village. Nobody trusted it.
Wow. tarang, tarang. Geldi.
Oh. The valley. One second.
Oh, you could.
I'm not the first to do this, just the first in a long time.
Is that a strotopop? Yeah, what are they called? What is it? I love old gear like that. It's getting more and more rare. I had a camera, but it broke. Not that interesting of a story. What are you doing here? The whole thing, huh? You're young. You got time. What kind of stuff are you recording? That's the way to do it, if you ask me. If anyone asked me, I mean.
Yeah, oh dear.
The valley would be a good place to use those tools. Too bad it's closed down. Let me finish up here, huh?
It seems like I'll have to wait for night to enter the shrine.
Hey. This was like a second home for a while. That was fun earlier when you showed up. And I was carrying the cardboard man. You were like, who are these guys? I've been pretty bored here.
Him.
You know, the valley's gonna be flooded soon. That's why nobody can go in there. The dam is falling apart. Couple of days from now. Day 0, we call it. Greyhounds. We're a community organization. We do all kinds of fun stuff. Health clinics, mine sweeping, daycare, evacuations, weddings. We're new. We'll do anything to make the future better than the present.
Nice.
No big deal. We're trying to get new things going. But it's hard. The past really has a tight grip on people. Doesn't feel like a fair fight. So we're trying to... well... anyway. It's funny. I stood guard here for a week. And I've only seen greyhounds like myself. And valley people on their way out. But now I see you, and you're like a...
No, like
new element or something. I've never met anyone doing what you're doing. And we greyhounds gotta support new things. So... I'm not supposed to let anyone in. How can I? Gee, I think you should go down into the valley and take a look. Gotta try something here. Dang it. I was trying to wink. Well, you get the idea. Go on and put that old gear to use. You can take my map of the valley too. I don't need it anymore.
निकल गया दोस्त.
I'll be down to pick everyone up around midnight. See you then.
आज निकल पड़ेगा.
I met a greyhound. He let me into the valley. I think he wanted me to record what the greyhounds were up to.
Yes, yes.
And he gave me a map.
Nice.
The assembly point seemed like a good place to start. I wonder what he expects me to discover in the valley.
Please distract the residents of right? लोग किधर भी जाते हैं बिना परमिशन के.
I'll think about what kind of visitor I want to be.
Like, let's go. अरे ब्रेक लगा. अच्छा.
I am probably the last person that will ever be welcomed here by this sign.
हाँ सही बोला. Map. Yes.
Time seems to pass differently around here. I feel so heavy and so light at the same time. I'm not really alone. I'm with myself. I'm with the earth.
Next page. So well.
The elder told me there's very little information about the years before 500. All above will remain. All below will wash away.
Also random.
I have wondered about the lives beneath unkept graves.
Serious लग रही है. It's true. Wait, yeah. Found it. Memory flower.
I wonder what the flowers have to say.
हाँ, देखो. भाई यहाँ पे तो जाओ.
It must have been important to have such an elaborate solitary tune.
Honey, you slept, God of sleep. I've been gathering harpic, and I've been gathering
Oh,
courage.
fun.
If my big prayer is wrong, if it goes against divine will, please spare the people of this valley. We're so desperate for peace.
End
A
of the
memory
message.
told over and over again.
ये साइकिल लेके आने का ऐसा क्यों करता रे. Ticket पे पहुंच गया भाई. मैसेज भी पढ़. ऐसे सुनाई नहीं देगा जब. अभी सुनाई देगा.
God of sleep. I've been gathering harpic, and I've been gathering courage. If my big prayer is wrong, if it goes against divine will,
ऐसा मैसेज सुनाई. नहीं तो विदाउट माइक मम्बल जम्बल. ब्रेक. उतरो. हंगरी आए हैं इस समय.
These metal animals are looking up, expectantly.
वो तो कौन सा है.
The people here are so weak.
I heard gunshots last night.
That was us. What is that?
Look at the pond, the water.
What is that pattern?
Should we run or something?
Something frightening happened in this memory. But what was it?
क्या पता है? बात है। Hi. Man. ये कर ले किसी बात Okay. The problem is solution. Wow.
There's a number to call for questions regarding the dam. There must be a lot of people going to the city if they need to keep track of them with cards.
It's पीछे चल जाएगा इसकी।
Imagine if the man I met is the only living gray hand, and the rest are cardboard.
हाँ, ये काम।
The gray hands want to end this season.
We have no later. We'll never. भाई मैं फिर से 2 मिनट पीछे था। मैं वही बोलूं यार, बाकी रहता है, कोई ना होता है।
They say they're going to build the next season. How?
उसका फोटो निकालना है। ओपन Radiant City.
It's hard to imagine something new, a new way of living, but they're trying.
No elevation.
The elder also said low places are dangerous. The city is high up like my village. Maybe it is safer.
Like, wait a minute.
The gray hands seem to care what people think about them. There seems to be suspicion about the real condition of the dam and why it's being taken down.
इसमें भी radiant. वही तो ये पेज कम
The gray hands are the future in all its uncertainty, the good and the bad, the hope and fear of progress. The loneliness of this season will be left behind. A collective project is coming.
coming. पीछे वाला यहाँ पे entrance. Food. Really.
The elder warned me about valleys. She said they were dangerous. I feel a dulcet tension in the air. I enter to see the moment between seasons.
पहले वाला ये बुक कितने में बेचोगे फिर? बेचने का तो पता नहीं, पर जिसको भी मिलेगा उसको पता चलेगा क्या क्या था.
I feel nourished in these sights
No पैसा,
by the unfamiliarity
बस
of it all.
information,
These means of
knowledge
connection,
बांटने का.
long in disuse,
Free,
are certainly
free.
telling me something about the world. Will they be used again in the next season?
Knowledge free होना. Knowledge is power, yeah. अरे string. But sometimes money is power. Puna hai, yes, Puna hai.
Oh, thank God someone is still down there.
Yes,
I've been
yes.
trying to get a hold of someone for hours. Ah, thank you. I forgot the day zero materials. You know, the visual literature, the warm bath of ideas? I left it at the dig site. It should be sitting on a barrel with a fruit sticker on it. Oh, wait! Hold on. I forgot to do the secret password. I don't even know who you are. Is it too late now, you think? Okay. What day is the day after tomorrow? Whew, okay. I did figure you'd be... Sorry, I didn't recognize your voice. Hard to keep track of all the new recruits. What else was I going to say? There was vandalism on a few of the posters. Bad stuff. I put them in the trash. Keep an eye out for more. Anyways, thanks for answering. The day zero material is in the dig site, pretty sure. It should be sitting on a barrel that has a fruit sticker on it. You know, I was going to say, but the flood will destroy it anyway. So actually, I was worried for nothing. Everything is lost in a flood. God, we really know what we're doing. I'm excited for this all to be over.
Confused बंदा है वो यार.
I'm excited for this all to begin. Bye-bye now.
फोन क्यों किया फिर? ठीक है. सारा टाइम वेस्ट किया वही तो.
The process of taking people out of the valley was also a kind of ritual, a way of bridging one life to another. They know the world they're leaving. The next one hasn't been created yet.
चलो भागो. Tring 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 tring. ठीक है. Okay. Guy. Moo.
Is that your name on your collar? Let's see. You are Madrigal.
Madrigal. Oh. Oh.
And you are Mata.
Mata. सबके नाम पे अब इसका
And your name is Tupet.
Tupet.
I wonder who named you that.
वही तो Tupet. अभी इसका नाम देखते हैं.
You are a cow and you are named Krasnahorkai.
और क्या है? और क्या है? ये दूर वाला देखते हैं. आपका नाम क्या
A
है?
beautiful cow named Gorp.
गौरव। नाइस। गौरव। नहीं, इसका नाम
The name of this cow is TVC15. Oh my.
टीवी से टीवी से टीवी से 15 काफी बेस्ट मूव if Elon Musk had that cow, why World Cow Championship best move. Move.
Cows from all over the world came here to compete in cow stuff?
Cow stuff.
The golden season seems like such a different world.
We got a big show today.
Huge show.
Breaking news. The Grey Hands have died.
What the fuck?
We're being reborn, baby.
And we're taking suggestions for our new name.
Live on the air suggestions from the rank and file.
You don't even need to be a Grey Hand to suggest a name.
Ooh.
True?
The number to call is 0019. That is 0019. First caller, hit us with a name.
Hi, yeah. I was thinking the bricklayers.
Okay. Bricklayers.
Laying some bricks.
Hey.
Well, yeah, thanks for the suggestion.
We'll be taking them all afternoon, so keep them coming.
That number again is 0019.
Okay.
You're listening to Grey Hand Radio. We are broadcasting live from Grey Hand HQ.
And we're gonna take a little break.
If the Grey Hands are changing their name, you'd know them as something else.
Yeah, पुराने ज़माने की याद आ गई.
These people had to leave so much behind.
ये क्या है? ये घंटा.
The sound of this bell has a lot of character.
मक्खी किधर है? मस्त पहले रेडियो सुनते थे भाई. हाँ.
And the seventh cow's name was Balto.
Alto. Volvo रखते थे. अरे ये तो घर बना दिया. आइसक्रीम.
I've never drank cow's milk, let alone some kind of frozen version.
Nice. The curious PHK apartment for cow. इधर भी मत चला. Move.
The cow is called Frenzy.
इसका खुद का घर है. Move. Record.
This sounds like it comes from somewhere far away. It makes me want to keep traveling.
Strange గా చూడు దగ్గర.
Another cow, another perfect name. Nelly.
Maybe. इसका थोड़ा डंका लग रहा बाकी cows. निकलो अब यहाँ से साइकिल लेके.
This machine looks powerful. It must have done the work of many people.
Inspiration well. Ayla Lamborghini. Yes, yes. Tractor. Santa.
Compared to my village, they lived in the open here. They lived on the land itself. I hope in the future, at least some people are still living like that.
Cycle. ये चला सकते हैं क्या साइकिल का ना वैसे जाना चाहिए आपने फ्रूट फार्म वड़ा पाव से आइसक्रीम साइकिल यस यस प्रोफेशनल साइकिल do or someone you know suffer from daytime vision हाँ उसके पास है कबीरा उसको जरूरत है
I wish Pate could call this hotline to talk about his heavy dream.
बेचारे को नींद नहीं आती आजकल डॉक्टर भी जरूरत है नंबर ले लो कबीरा को दे देंगे भाई क्या बताइए यहाँ पे नो ट्रेसपासिंग कौन देखने वाला है इधर बकरी मैं मटन लॉल Oh, garden. ऐसा गार्डन होना मांगता है जिसमें सब्जी भी उगाओ टेंशन ही नहीं सब घर में पक उगेगा सॉरी वही गार्डन द गार्डन tools are to be not returned here. Okay.
I had an uncle who collected tools that were so old nobody knows what they were used for.
अरे कोई तो है यहाँ पे अब्बा
I hope I get to taste some saba fruit. If it merits
Saba
a sticker. Must be pretty good.
आंटी जी को पूछते हैं क्या चलता है
Oh, no, no, no. You
क्या
said
नो
we had until midnight. I'm not ready to leave. Look at all this.
डर गया
Wait a minute. A cute outfit, a bicycle.
वही ऐसे कुछ और पूछ ले ऐसे लगा उसको
You're not a greyhand. What a relief. I'm sorry. I just assumed because who else would be... What are you doing here? Today? You're trying to do that today? Wow, and I thought I was busy. Welcome to Tiang Valley. You should have been here a week ago when the evacuation started. Almost everyone is gone now. My son and I are still here. There's a few old people left too. You might come across them. Hopefully everyone will leave the valley tonight. We're going to live in the city, in a little apartment. Look.
Oh.
See how they put the dimensions on the back? I recreated our future apartment here, on the lawn. This is the space we have to work with, to live in. I'm trying to really imagine what it'll be like. We're going from a big farm to one room. And we need to be packed by tonight.
All it takes.
I already packed for myself and my son, but my husband Yuri is a little harder to pack for because
बड़े घर से निकाल के फ्लैट में डालते हैं
he passed away recently. And I can't bring all his things. It's not realistic. His stuff is still... It's all here. It's okay. What'd you say you wanted to see? The true state of all things? It must be in here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
We can do this.
Yeah, we can do.
Just need to decide. Yuri learned to paint from our neighbor, Matiora. He painted all three of these. This is a self-portrait he did. Kind of intense, right? He was more handsome than that. I wish he could have seen himself the way I saw him, you know? He was really lovely. Just occasional dark moods from his work. This is his portrait of me.
Hmm.
We got into a fight over it. What's that supposed to mean? You just splatter some paint on the canvas and put my name on it? He said it was my essence.
वाह,
I don't know. Do you think it looks like me?
ये तो मीट लग रहा है. हाँ बोल देते हैं.
Maybe I was hard on him. He painted this for Kochi. Some kind of private joke between the two of them. I don't get it. They were both interested in the war and how it ended. I'm not. I just pray nothing like that will ever happen again. Which painting should I take with me? Yes, you're right. Kochi will be glad we kept this one.
ऐसा. Kochi. Yo, Tutku.
Our old cart
No
broke.
response.
I overloaded it. So I had to use the wheels of his bicycle.
Oh, बेचारा.
Now he's so mad he won't say a word. I've packed my essential clothes. I don't know what to do with these. This was Yuri's best suit. Maybe when Kochi grows up, it'll fit him. That's a long time away, though. My island dress. I made this for our trip to the islands, the trip we never took. It was based on a photo of a seaside Azan dance. The hours I spent on this. These are some of Yuri's clothes from when he was a kid. I thought Kochi could wear them, but he says they're itchy. So what's the use? But to throw them away, he was a little boy. He would put these clothes and go to school. He grew up. Oh, God, this hurts a little. Okay. Yes, of course we'll bring this. I should bring anything that helps Kochi remember his dad.
Wait.
All right, this is going well. But I feel like I'm forgetting something. Or the demon of shame and mourning. How could I have... Oh, where did I put him? We need to bring the demon of shame and mourning. When someone dies and you're in mourning, you're supposed to keep the demon in sight at all times.
Hey. Yeah.
He's supposed to remind you of your regrets. It's a religious thing.
Okay. आंटी को फ्रूट नहीं है वो पैकिंग की पड़ी है अपना सामान बाहर निकाल के रखा.
These are Yuri's books. They're pretty heavy. This is an old religious book, The Prism of Yesterday. He didn't like to talk about his faith. I haven't read it much. Maybe there's a part of him in these pages, a part I never understood, that I could still glimpse. Maybe he would want me to keep this one. But I don't know. It just doesn't mean much to me. Yuri found this old tourist guide to the valley before we moved here. He was so excited.
Sound effects is put in नींद आ रही है मेरे को.
But this guide is really out of date. It's from way before the war. There's something optimistic about the colors they used. Yuri really wanted to take a trip to the archipelago together.
बहुत shooting game है वही.
We prepared for it a lot. Even taught ourselves a bit of the language from this book, but we never made the trip.
रात को तो खेलना ही नहीं भाई.
It was always going to be soon,
उधर
but
बैठे
it never
बैठे सो
happened.
जाएगा मैं.
Seems like the kind of thing no one does anymore. Which should I take with me?
क्या लेना चाहिए उसको? जरूरत कौन सी है? लैंग्वेज. religious book. लैंग्वेज बुक. सीखना
That's
चाहिए
true.
बच्चे को.
Maybe someday I could teach Kochi to speak it. I suppose I'll be leaving the other two behind. I know they're heavy, but would you want to take one with you?
No thanks.
Right.
पूजा
You
नहीं
probably
लेके
need
जाना.
to travel light with just a bike. Let's see how this is going so far. We'll remember Yuri's dream of going to the islands. Kochi will be so proud to wear this suit someday. We'll keep this inside joke between my boys. I think we're almost there. Let's just look a little more.
और क्या देखना है? Tools.
My husband built these tools to study the valley. They were his life's work, and they took his life away, too. So what do I do with them? You can't buy tools like these. He made them. My husband didn't insult God, but maybe he stepped on his toe, and his life went out of him. The truth is, I'm relieved to leave this place. Tiang Valley is not some preserved jar of, I don't know, culture. It's chaos. It's life. It's constantly changing. They might be incredibly valuable to a scientist on the other side of the world. I don't know. I also hate them. I get you're a curious soul, but I forbid you from using them. I don't care, but he did. He gave his life trying to understand this world. I can't keep these tools, and I can't
Ready
throw
or
them
not,
away.
जाना तो पड़ेगा. करना पड़ेगा.
There's even more of them, bigger ones, out at his work shed. Okay,
Gang
I
है
want
वो
you
गिरे
to
हैं.
take them or throw them away. I don't want to know.
अभी क्या? Yeah, photos है.
I went through all our old photos, trying to see what I might be forgetting. I love that view. Have you been up there? By the entrance to the shrine?
Not yet.
You really should go see it when it opens. It's just across the river and up the hill.
ऐसे. जाएंगे.
The doors to the shrine open when the sun goes down. The monk is still in there. I hope he'll evacuate. That's Matiora. She lives east of here, out in the woods by the river. She said she'll evacuate, but she's still here. It makes me nervous, but I can't complain. We're still here too. I wasn't interested in having a child at first. There are just so few these days. The thing all three of us had in common as a family was that we were pretty silly. We used to be, when we were all together. The past is such a heavy dream, and I never remember my dreams.
Heavy dream.
But when I wake up, there's a cloud of feelings the dream left behind. Then the day begins. I move around, and that trace disappears. I wonder if our memories of the valley will drift away like that. Enough of these old photos. We still have work to do. All right, this is it.
Yeah. Back करो निकल जाएगा. आंटी जी बैग हो गया कुछ ज्यादा ही सामान भर दिया
I killed him. The demon of shame and mourning. What was I thinking bringing it along? What an awful tradition. Kochi,
बेचारी
do you still want to take a final tour of the valley? Let's get those wheels back where they belong.
अच्छा मर्डर कर दिया हाँ नाइस साइकिल मिल गया
I know what I'll carry with me. It's something I couldn't leave behind if I tried. It couldn't be crushed like the demon. It's too many layers deep. I'll carry the part of me that's gone. But there's so much life left that flowers grow along its edges. Something like that.
something like maybe inside the wheel आंटी जी
I'm
मस्त
glad
व्यू
you came
एंजॉय
to
करते
Tiang
हुए
Valley today. Thank you for being there for me.
अरे कोई ना आंटी जी
I didn't realize how much I needed a stranger's ear. Now, there's no rush, but as you try to wrap your mind around this place, feel free to come ask me questions. I'll be right here until night comes.
ठीक है
He seems to have been obsessed with figuring this out.
बजाओ बस इतना ही बचता है
This reminds me of Dr. Fumio's musical inventions. I wonder if it's also supposed to heal
वही
with sound.
देख ही लो ये तो अटकी गए
Do you want to go on a sightseeing tour? The next tour leaves in, well, now basically. Saying goodbye is like when you empty your pockets before going to bed.
हाँ
You get to see what you picked up. The things I picked up need somewhere to sleep. Follow me. This is my tree.
Opa.
Since we can't bring it to the city, I don't care what we bring. I love the tree, and Dad cured it. That's what he did. All this purple stuff in the valley that makes you feel funny. See? This used to be purple. And dangerous. Dad made the dangerous part go away. He wanted to make it so all the purple rocks were safe and green. I know there are plants underwater. Can a tree become an underwater tree? This one can't die. It's been through too much. Let's go.
A mineral that can affect the mind. To what extent? The bird stole a small trinket. I left the bird its prize, but maybe I can learn more about the locket.
Meet the great memories and the essence of the valley field.
The tree looks healthy. The ritual must have worked.
इधर लेके जाएगा.
Let's go.
Opa.
We had a picnic here a long time ago. I can't remember it, but I've seen an old picture. Can you take a new picture?
Oh.
And I'll sit like Dad does in the old one I saw.
He is a great kid.
Mom disappeared one time. Took me a while to find her. She was sitting right here, and she was sad. I got one of her tears on my finger, like a little bug, and I flicked it into the water. And I said, flow, 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 until it didn't sound like a word anymore. It made her feel better. Now I say it. I say it when everything is moving, but we don't want to move. Come on. Let's go.
Interesting.
His name is Frenay. I asked him how he ended up sleeping here. Renee said they were in the valley because they were so hungry. And then there was light everywhere. And they fell asleep forever. They should be old men now. But they couldn't get older if they tried. One time, I saw the monk out here cleaning them. It was so funny. He looked like he hated doing it. I'm not supposed to touch the soldiers, but I let Frenay borrow my pig. I need it back now. Let's go.
This must be Kochi's drawing. They believe a prayer put the soldiers to sleep. Is that possible? All my life I've heard solemn references to the war. It never reached our village, but it touched the lives of our grandparents.
Everyone's here. She's really going to do it. How can she be sure?
The shrine is protected.
How does she know?
Sonia knows.
Sonia?
How can she be sure? She can't know for sure. This has never happened before, has it? I don't want this. We need to leave. Let's just run.
Wait. Do you hear that?
Oh, God.
We're going to be okay. It won't be over soon.
Who is Sonia? What did she do to protect the people of the valley? I wonder what they dream about. We build our lives out of what we leave behind as much as from what we carry with us.
Yes.
The people here weren't ready for a war. The war was its own season, but the trauma of it echoed on into this season, haunting it. I'm looking at a memorial to the lost, the killed, and the maimed. We are so lucky the war never came to Cairo village. This machine fueled countless tourists motoring into the valley. Supply lines must have been cut off when the war started.
आंटी जी के बाय बाय करते हैं ना, तो बेटे के साथ ये टूर का एकदम क्या बेटा उनका।
The artist has depicted the Greyhands as a child. They don't have faith in their capabilities, but see them as innocent?
Oh, modern.
Let's go.
घर गया। गुम हो गए भाई।
I wonder if this god is supposed to be missing part of their face.
Yeah.
I wanted to see the water come up from here, to see it crash. I thought the flood would clean everything. But Mom said a flood is dirty. That makes no sense. I asked if we could stay and watch, but Mom said we need to get a ride to the city. That's our house. You're good. Come on.
And
Let's go.
no. Wait, 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 wait.
People prayed here. Who did they pray to?
इसको
There's something beautiful about the way the minerals catch the light.
no. Remember the name of childhood friend.
Those slips are prayers to this god for memories? In Cairo, we have a statue to remember Dr. Fumio. But this statue is meant to be worshipped.
Anyway,
We have Dr. Fumio's cures to negotiate with the exigencies of life as a conscious being.
Dr. Home. आ गए रूम के घर पे। What? वापस क्या आना?
Mom wasn't there when he passed away. I was there. Dad had his eyes closed, but he was making a face, like he could see something. So I asked him what he was looking at. He said he was looking at me, and I was all grown up. He saw me climbing up a hill in the sun. Then he said his memories were falling to the soil, and he had to go with them. He didn't want to go, but he had to. He squeezed my hand, and it hurt, but I didn't mind. Can we wait here a while? Just to see if something will happen?
I met a boy who lost his father just like I did. It's something I don't talk about much. I've been recording everything for you, but this feels private. I'm not sure if I want to share this with the future. I was about your age when I lost my dad. Growing up, everyone said I took after him. I didn't know what it meant exactly, but I felt proud. He fell while climbing a mountain. The other climbers looked for him. He really tried. A friend of his almost fell. Maybe the search was called off, but my search kept going. I couldn't understand where he went. Every morning when I woke up, I thought he'd be back. Couldn't he come back just as easily as he disappeared? I was embarrassed to look for him, but I thought about impossibly small places, like in the air of my breath, or in the silence between heartbeats. It was silly. At the same time, I was growing up. I was changing all the time. Every night I would go to sleep and wake up a little different than the day before. And I realized my dad had gone to a place where you don't sleep. and don't wake up, where you never change. They must be waiting for us there, in the place we all were before our memories began.
You're still here. The tour is over. That's your prize. I have to go home now. I'll see you someday later today.
This flower was broadcasting music. Unlit candles being drowned in a flood, a loss of potential light, potential prayers. I can still walk through the streets of my village, down the corridors of memory.
smiling. What? Hmm.
The text is barely legible. 3 aphorisms from the young. 1. Time moves us when we move not. There is no time. It looks like a set of aphorisms. Now to find the rest. They're keeping the memory of the dead alive in a way I've never seen before.
Huh? Hmm.
There isn't enough. Or maybe it's the other way around. an instrument with the symbol of the god of memory. I remember my dad had a poor singing voice but wrote funny songs. He had one for taking out the garbage, a kind of a ballad about the virtues of trash. I wish I remembered more. The faces look trapped in there. I hope this isn't the face of a god. He looks like he'd steal your lunch. I'm not sure what to think about this. Within the piles of junk, I found a metal cutout of a symbol. These patterns, what powers have they had and lost? Stone and soil, water and wood, a collection of samples of the ecosystem of the valley. Is the ecology of the valley the root cause of everything that happened here? What a cheap-looking contraption. I'm not sure what to think about this. I'm looking at a gun. Before coming to the valley, I'd never seen a weapon before. Is the war the origin of this haunted feeling? This instrument is so beat up, but lovingly preserved. It must have played some important tunes. It looks like a person.
Oh, that sound. The camera click. The valley used to be so full of the sounds you couldn't hear yourself think. Now to hear it again. That sweet, awful click. You came to see the work of the reclusive artist. Come here. Let me see. Bring it close. My eyes. I can only see here. What a soulless object. Look at that face. Broken eyes. Nothing graceful about it. A crazy woman made this junk. An artist. They buried her a long time ago. I'm surrounded by it. I spent my life trying to make something beautiful and true. I failed. Can you bring me photos of my art? I'd like to see my work one more time. I want to see how I wasted my life. Come, show me. What do you think of it? No amount of work can replace true inspiration. Awful. Form, color, subject. Simply, that was me trying to play to the crowd, to be charming. I should have grown ivy over them. At least the flood will take it all away. Was I never truly inspired? Did I really fail so completely? Let's see another.
They look like they passed out.
The figure is without grace or true emotion. I thought if I stood outside his door long enough in the rain, that God would let me inside. All I did was toil my fingers to pieces. I wanted to capture this valley in a piece of art. That's all.
Yeah.
It's just junk. Enough about my... Let me see what else you've got in that journal. My trash all on a page together, like a real art exhibit. One day, you could add my name to it. Mitziora. They might as well know who to blame. The museum vault. Every artist dreams of their work hanging on its walls. Oh my God. You'll try to go there? It's so far. It'll drain your life away trying to reach it. That is undeniably true. Your journal might end up in the vault. Oh, that would redeem everything. Every wasted hour. When a dream crawls back out of your throat, it hurts. But I can do better than those little statues. I can, if you help me. This art will memorialize Cheng Valley, and we'll finish it together. Cheng Valley has many faces, many themes, characters, eras, stages of its existence. Take a look through this junk, and we'll pick one of those faces. A face to show Cheng Valley to the unborn children of the next season. You do that while I make some tea.
I'm not sure what to think about this.
What is this? That's just trash. You want our piece to be about trash?
Within the piles of junk, I found a metal cutout of a symbol. These patterns, what powers have they had and lost?
The sleep symbol. This is the pattern, the vibration the prayer makes. When the prayer is said, you can feel it in the air, but you can see it in the water. If you ever see this pattern in motion, prepare to sleep. There are two others. Remember and forget. But this one is my favorite. This is the pattern that ended the war. Sonia, the monk, used this prayer to end the war. A prayer to end a season. God of sleep listened. Power was greater and deeper than anyone knew. That was how the last season ended. Do you want this to be our theme? Very good. And the tea is ready. In the past, I tried to control everything. My work was dead. This time, let's follow our intuition, gather some pieces, and see what happens. What magic might be hiding in this day, which will pass and never return. This tea is good for the throat. It makes me want to sing.
Chubaleni husanota. Chubaleni husade. Chubaleni husanota. Krimosanahi. Pleminutu sakanora.
That was it. That was Cheng Valley. I thought we would capture Cheng Valley in a piece of art. But we captured it in a moment
फिर
instead.
से siren बज गया.
A moment can never hang on the wall of a museum.
तो सही बात. Moment.
But you will still carry it with you.
फोटो में भी नहीं.
You were the co-author of this moment. I would never have found it without you.
वही तो लोग फोटो खींचने में लग जाते हो. मैं
I'll rest these weary knees, these old eyes.
समझता नहीं है कभी.
But you're welcome to bring me images of this valley. As long as you bring them close enough for me to see. I'll tell you what I know. There's only a little bit of today left.
बहुत कम आवाज आ रही. वो तो है.
Then the city, the flood, the lights, the next season.
मेरे को थोड़ी थोड़ी नींद भी आ रही है.
The text is barely legible. 3 aphorisms from the young. None should see the face of love and live. Just one more to complete the set.
साउंड इफेक्ट्स बस म्यूजिक का ऐसे नींद आ रही. और कुछ नहीं. ये बाबा का फेस रोतलू जैसा रो रहा है. ये अभी तो खुश हो गया, पहले वो रोता रहता. आज मत सुना वाला करना. यस यस नहीं सोएगा. स्पीकर मस्त. सिग्नेचर और उसको
A face worn with the strain of creation. She is compelled to create, like how I feel compelled to document this season.
Yeah, this is. और नींद नहीं आनी चाहिए. इसके लिए आज के लिए इतना ही काफी. नहीं तो इधर ही सो जाएंगे. सेव व्यू करने का कुछ ऑप्शन है क्या? What's up? हाय हाय चाललंय आता.
Night
बंदच
has fallen.
करणार होतो.
The doors to the shrine must be open now.
वेट टाइम किधर है? न्यू गेम. इसी बात पे आज मैं स्ट्रीम कर रही है. वैलो स्ट्रीम करना था. बोतल न्यू गेम. यस न्यू गेम. स्केच निकालते हैं. Playing Valorant live with pro player. लॉल. मस्त जोक एकदम. हो गया. स्केच निकाल के मैप में मेरे से तो एटलीस्ट, अरे अपन सेम खेलते हैं। श्राइन, वेर इज द श्राइन इज द, पीछे पीछे। अरे डीक साइड पे भी जाना है। यस यस, चाय पी लो मामा जी। ये, हाँ, ये तो ना, इसमें मैप समझ गया, दिख रहा है मेरे को, बस बस। अपन है किधर? ब्रिज पे। हम्म, अरे दिख साइड उधर है, पीछे जाना पड़ेगा। साइकिल साइकिल, बैठ तो साइकिल पे यार, निकलो इधर से। ये रॉन्ग वे है, चढ़े गए उधर के नीचे। बंद करने से पहले दिख साइड पे जाके आता है। सिंग सिंग। बस सायकलिंग करता, हाँ रिअल मध्ये असं व्ह्यू भेटला पाहिजे, गावाला बिवाला सायकल मस्त चालवायचं, मस्त फिरत राहायचं। मॅप, वेर इज मॅप? मॅप बोलता का आहे किधर? नहीं दिखा रहा है, फिर भी चलो। यहाँ से यहाँ आएगा। ट्रिंग ट्रिंग। अच्छा पीसी गर्म हो रहा है, इसके लिए लैग भी हो रहा है। ट्रिंग 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 ट्रिंग। ये कौन सा प्लेस है? अपन यहाँ पे है, गलत रास्ता। यहाँ से इसकी प्रॉपर्टी क्या से लेफ्ट, एक साइड। ट्रिंग ट्रिंग। यप। रिस्ट्रिक्टेड एरिया, एंट्री है क्या? एग्जिट ओनली यहाँ पे तो। ये
Looks like there's no one around anymore to enforce this.
Wait, yay mo ka andad.
I found a dig site that is fenced off from view. What were they doing here? A gray hand said he left his materials behind. It should be somewhere around here.
Grey hand का material किधर है?
There's a big tray with a researcher's notebook inside it somewhere.
Photo.
They look relieved to have finished their work.
Radio चालू करो.
The work at the dig site has something to do with Day Zero.
Day Zero. Day after tomorrow.
Could it be the source of the strange things I've seen in the valley?
Strange thing. Okay. Yeah.
Memories and emotions condensed into a mineral.
Oh.
I wonder
Report.
what this channel is for. They must have already shipped out all the Harpic they need.
Harpic. एक हार्पिक का फैक्ट्री है. ओपन. यही चाहिए था उसको शायद.
I wonder what's on this reel. What is Day Zero?
Channel 6302. देखते हैं क्या होता है.
Maybe I can find out more about it.
I've recreated the same setup as the prayer statues right here in my workshop. I set up a singing bowl so I can verify the pattern that will form in the water. And some harpic, of course. Each god seems to correspond to a resonating frequency.
आगे बढ़ो.
And when this vibration acts on the harpic,
हम तुम्हारे साथ
the psychoactive.
हाँ. Tin. Umpa. Buru.
I remember watching my dad make shadow puppets on the wall. Felt strange because I could see how it was done. I could see the trick of it, but it still felt kind of magical.
It worked. I do feel the more I do this, the more tired and it feels like it takes me longer to return to the present. But now I have some control. I face the question of how this mineral affects the soil. I still have a lot of work to do. That's all for today.
That's all for today.
This kind of experiment can wear out the mind. But this was worth it. They dug up all that Harpic in order to conduct some sort of prayer on Day Zero.
अभी रेडियो बजाने का बाकी है, पीछे जाना पड़ेगा। ये रहा रेडियो।
The necessity of day zero is not just psychological, it's ecological. Because there is a compounding effect to these minerals and their psychological effect. And we see this in Tiang Valley. There is a memory and a memory of a memory and a memory of a memory of a memory.
Memory,
Echo effect, this recursive nature is the problem. As this cycles through the ecosystem, it creates points of pressure where things bleed, and soil and human minds are contaminated. Some will say, what's a few daytime visions? But it is an increasing risk, an increasing danger. Left alone, the haunted quality of this season will only get worse. The necessity of day zero is also to... This particular action will neutralize this phenomenon at its source. This is not an endless cycle. We are putting an end to this psychoactive material, and we are opening up space for something new.
Okay.
How do they plan to remove the haunted quality of this season?
The necessity of day zero is not just psychological, it's ecological. Because there...
कौन सा review? कुछ मिला था क्या? वापस एक चेक कर। हाँ, बहुत कुछ मिला।
I'm not sure I can go through that again.
बाकी क्या? तो मिल फोन वाले का, हाँ वो तो लिया, उठा लिया। बस अभी इधर से निकल कुछ बाकी नहीं है। फोटो भी तो निकालने का नहीं। हाँ निकाल सकते हैं वैसे तो। स्टेशन
A pit this size must have taken a while to dig.
ये डाल सकते हैं उसमें। निकलते हैं यहाँ से। क्या मेरा ये सच में नींद आ रही लगता है, बंद करना चाहिए अभी। आज के लिए इतना ही काफी है, बाकी कल करेंगे। यस गेम ओवर आज का दिन का। फोटो निकालना चाहिए। स्क्रीनशॉट। बाय बाय, मिलते हैं रात को।